49 faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49 in mine.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49 in mine. It's 49 in mine.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49 in mine.
Yeah, Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49 in mine.
We from the Bay.
49 in mine.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49 in mine.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49 in mine.
What is up, everybody? Yes, it's not a good time right now. I know we lost to Seattle once again. It's never fun when we play those guys for whatever reason, regardless of how bad they look during the season and how good we might look better. It doesn't matter. For some weird reason, they have our number. It's super annoying, and we're here to talk about it. So we got Elias Lopez in the chat. Says, "What's up, Bash? How you doing, man? Doing good." Oh, we got my guest right here, Niner Sickness, already in the chat. Where is he? He might be on the show. Let's see where he is. What's up, Beto? Niner Sickness, you're right here, man. How you doing, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Thank you for having me.
I'm doing good despite the loss, despite the crazy game that we just played, man. It's always a heartbreaker against this team. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, bro. It's tough, bro. Losing a game is bad enough, but losing to the Seahawks, the way we have, it's really mentally just exhausting.
Oh, without a doubt, man. It's just, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. It's regardless of what regime it is or who the coaches are. It's, the constant is, oh, we're gonna get into that. Don't trust me, man. I had to fix my banner because I had my banner saying that we defeated the Vikings, and that obviously wasn't the case.
We did.
Still
that was
Vikings.
last week.
Yeah, exactly. And let me fix that really, really quick. And so there he goes. My banner has it right. We lost to the Seahawks. There you go. 23-30. We're here to talk about, though. Hey, we're not running away. And who do we have in the chat right now? We got David McNew. How's it going, buddy? He says, Sea Chickens loaded the box and stopped our run game, special teams like today. And we're trash today. Yep. Play like trash. Exactly. And we had 3 turnovers. Shaking my head. Yeah, it was just one of those stupid Seattle games, man. I have no other way to put it. What is up, D Sizzle? You know what it is. Unfortunately, what it was today or what it is today is we lost. Hey, still, it feels good to see United fans in the chat, man, especially my boys, without a doubt. Moses Martinez, OG 49er 559, the defensive back disciple, says, "What's up, my man, bro? Damn, where do I start?" Oh, we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna dive right deep into it. Just want to say what's up to my peeps. Fistan Balombu, good buddy of mine, really good friend of mine. Haven't seen the guy in a minute, but is a great friend of mine, without a doubt. Says, "What's up, Bash? Seahawks own the Niners. Sad to see it each." Yeah, it's I don't know what it is, man. I have no idea what to say about this game, man. Like I was saying in the previous weeks, like I felt like the ball never bounced our way, and then in the weeks that we started winning, we were starting to get the bounces, So, in this game, the ball was just, it was as if that they smothered butter all over the football today. Because on both sides, everybody was fumbling. And there were a couple of times where I just wish we would have recovered the fumble, man. I think one time we made it, was it Adrian Peterson fumble on one play? And the ball bounced right to Disley. And I swear, had we picked that up, we would have had daylight and it would have been an easy touchdown. But it's just, as they say, it's a game of inches. Like, we saw all of that today. The whole thing about football being a game of inches was definitely what we saw today. And somebody mentioned, was it David McNew mentioned about stacking the box earlier? Our team, we rely so heavily on the run game. And obviously we're built to run the ball. Obviously we are. But at one point we just got to be better at throwing the ball, Not that we were terrible at throwing today, but if teams are stacking the box on us, we got to throw some deep shots downfield from time to time. What do you think, Beto?
Yeah, well, it's hard with Jimmy G, though. you see that he was called to throw more this time than usually, and because our running game wasn't going. And what did we get out of it? 2 interceptions from him. Um, yeah, when you're not running the ball well, you got to go into the phase of throwing. But when you have Jimmy that throws high a lot, that is very inconsistent. Uh, Kyle Shanahan's in a pickle. And I just want to mention real quick for those that wanted Trey Lance in. If we bring him in, he needs to. We'll talk about that later, of course. But if he comes in, he needs to stay in. The whole bringing him in, taking him out, it's not really good for the offense or the defense. It's just not even good for Kyle. So I understand why he wasn't brought in, but you just can't rely on Jimmy, in my opinion. The guy is just not accurate. He overthrows, and when you don't get the run game going, it's hard. And Seahawks, as bad as they are, they always have to have our number, bro. We just don't play Seattle very well. That's why when people are like, "We're gonna beat them this week," the record's 3-8. I'm like, you know what? I don't care what the record is. They played like a freaking good game today, and there was a couple of great plays, and we'll discuss this later as you want, Bashar. But the penalties, especially 2 penalties that we gave up, two 15-yard roughing the passer, does not help us in trying to win a game like this.
Those roughing the passer calls were crucial. I know the first one was on Arden Key. Now the second one on Charles Omenihu, I was pissed off about because I thought that was really questionable. Because
yes,
when you're a D lineman and you already have your momentum going straight at the quarterback, and you're like that far away from him. I mean, there's no way you can sit there and just pump the brakes and stop, especially when the quarterback just released the ball. And I felt like Omenihu was in that situation where it was that he was at the point of no return. Where how was he going to stop himself? I just didn't get that flag at all. And of course, and in regards to penalties, the one, well, it wasn't even a penalty, but we all know that Sherfield got held in the end zone at the very end of the game. Now, it shouldn't have gotten to that point, but it's just, we're on the road. We should play better, obviously. And it's unfortunate that a really, really bad missed no call took place when we were trying to get a touchdown to try to, tie the game or try to take the lead, perhaps.
No, I agree. And the penalty against number 92, I can't say his name, so I'm not even going to try. But, whenever you lead with your helmet, they're going to call it. And I understand exactly what you mean. It's hard. Once you're already engaged and he gets rid of the ball, what are you going to do? Stop midair? What are you going to do? Pull your head up and get hurt because you're trying to not to lead with your helmet? Now, the one on Arden Key was just stupid on his part. You can see he launched into him after he had gotten rid of the ball. And so for that one, it was a 15. Well, I hate to say it, but it was earned. The one against number 92 was very questionable. And then not able to recover our fumbles, like you said. The one at the 1 yard line when we did recover it was necessary, but we were just not able to punch it into overtime, and that's frustrating. They did what they had to do, but Jimmy, just if he's not throwing an interception, he's throwing it. And I think that's why he throws high, so he wants to get over defenders' hands. And it got batted down, and game was over. But it's frustrating. 49er minded. It's really frustrating, especially the Seahawks. I hate seeing Pete Carroll chewing cow on the side, chewing with a little smirk on his face. It irritates the crap out of me, bro, when he's out there being automated. I understand he's trying to rally his troops, but it's just irritating, when I see that. So
it's irritating seeing him run across the sidelines and give everybody high fives and going up, and he was making all those faces and slapping everybody high fives. And oh man, when I saw that, I just wanted to slap him right through the TV screen. Yeah. But in the back of my head, I was thinking this: when has Kyle Shanahan ever done that?
That's not his style, though.
I know it's not his style, but I just want him
Although he did do it once against
a little bit with Jennings or something. He chest bumped Jennings or something, but I don't know, man. I know he's not the rah guy. I get it, but
Pete Carroll always been, even at USC, he's always been like that, bro.
Yeah,
he's always been that little chewing cow rah guy.
Fistal, my buddy says McGlinchey isn't great, but it's a huge drop off without him. Compton on roller skates all game. Oh, I bit my tongue about the whole McGlinchey thing all the time because I was one of the only guys who said he's playing way better this year than he did last year. But everybody everybody kept having last year installed in their brain. The only bad game McGlinchey really had this year was against the Arizona Cardinals when we played in Arizona. That was the only game where he looked really, really bad. And everybody's like, yeah, McGlinchey got hurt. Woohoo. We don't have to see him anymore. It's like, oh, be careful what you wish for there, buddy.
That was exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, as far as Tom Compton goes, as my friend David Edmondson always says, we might have to send him back to Compton. I don't know, after this game.
He was terrible. I understand the rookie's not that much better, but when I seen him starting out there, I'm like, man, penalties by him as well, and Sherfield also some crazy penalties on him. It's like they're brought in to help the team, and it seems like they're brought in to hurt the team more than help the team. And he was on roller skates there all day. So I agree with Fiston. He was on rollerblades. People dislike Mike McGlinchey, and that's fine. He's not a great pass blocker, but he's an amazing run blocker. He's good, and he's better than Compton, and he's better than anything that we got. So, like you said a minute ago, bro, you got to be careful what you wish for, because when you don't have it, then you miss it. Now, a lot of the people that didn't like Mike wish he wasn't hurt. Well, little too late for that.
Yeah, honestly, I was hoping that Jalen Moore would get the reps. That they feel more comfortable with the veteran Compton. I don't know why, because what was it against the Colts when Jalen Moore started at left tackle? I thought he looked good. I thought he looked fine, and then the little I've seen him play after that, he looked okay. And for some weird reason, Kyle doesn't want to start him at right tackle. I don't know why, but I'd love to see the guy out there. So let's see. Somebody said something in the comments that kind of got my attention. Yeah, David McNew says we need to stop making the mistakes. Both the referee and the passer penalties were bonehead plays. Yeah, you mentioned Sherfield. Didn't Sherfield get penalized on that Jeffrey Wilson Jr. run on the outside, or was that a different play? Was that a Kittle play?
The Kittle play, I believe.
Okay,
he got called.
Yeah, I know Jeff Wilson Jr. had a really nice run on the outside, and somebody got called for some stupid penalty. We were just really, really undisciplined today. A lot of ridiculous, stupid penalties, and the thing is, we on certain plays we were moving the ball really nice, but we were killing ourselves on those plays. We make a nice gain, and like, okay, cool. Looks like we're gonna set this drive up for a touchdown, and those penalties are literally drive killers for us. And it's not fun at all to watch, man.
No, it's not. It seemed like every time we started to pick momentum and we made some plays that counted, it was going backwards because of a penalty. And penalties are drive killers, man. Momentum wise, you're trying to build, you're trying to get the momentum going. You get in those, that even that one run by Jimmy G, where he ran and got a first down, was called back by a penalty, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you make the big play and then it gets erased based on a penalty. And the bowling penalties too, they don't have to be holding. I just don't understand. I mean, I don't know. It's just when it goes wrong, when it rains, it pours, bro. And the second half, I mean, we started okay in the first half, but the second half it was a complete meltdown, and they just couldn't recover from that.
And I'll say this: in the game. This is I could be wrong, but this is the first time I watched a Seattle game, and I noticed how much the crowd was into it, more so than the previous games this season, and that always gets to us for some odd reason. We were just out of sync, even though I just felt like we were the superior team at points and times in the game, but we totally let Russell Wilson in Seattle get the momentum for whatever reason. Hey, Debo not being there hurt us.
That was a huge, yeah.
Now, we still should have won without him, but still, not having him, you saw the difference,
Yeah. I think we managed very well without Fred Warner. I love Fred Warner, great linebacker, but Aziz, man, he doesn't get enough credit for what he does. This kid has, being an undrafted free agent, coming in, working his way up, earning every stripe that he's taken, playing the way he played. He played phenomenal today. He did great. He did everything he could to help us win defensively, but definitely, I agree with you. Without Debo, people don't realize how much we need Debo, and I hope he's back for the next week, because if we don't, it's going to be a long day as well. But regardless of who we played. I know a lot of people are like, we're going to lose next week against the Bengals. I'm like, well, hold your brakes a little bit. It doesn't matter what the record is with Seahawks. We struggle with the Seahawks for some reason or another, but we play better against other teams. So we're not a bad team. We're still a good team, a little hurt, but it just seems mentally we struggle against the Seahawks and we just can't get out of that funk. Like I told you earlier, now I know how Ram fans feel when they play us, the way we feel when we play the damn Seahawks.
Yeah, so David McNew, definitely, he pretty much supports what I was saying. He said Sherfield was called for holding on the Wilson Jr. run. Okay, so I was right about that. Yeah, I'll say this, man. What I wish Jeff Wilson Jr. got more touches, and I know Jermichael Hasty was available. He played on special teams. I don't know how healthy he was in his return, but if he was activated, I'm assuming he was healthy to run the ball. He didn't get any touches. It was literally Elijah Mitchell the whole time, 22 rushes. I love Elijah Mitchell, great rookie, but they were keying on him. I thought there were times that he may have been worn out physically, and we needed to change the pace out there. And for whatever reason, I blame Kyle on this one. Why not use Jeff Wilson Jr.? Why not use Hasty? We can't be so predictable to have Mitchell be the only running back to get touches, and we got to rotate the guys, man.
So if Sherfield was called on the Wilson, a good call there, David McNew and Bashar, but then he was called. He was also called on the Jimmy one, so that was 2 calls on him. Yeah, bro, you can't come in as a 3rd or 4th receiver and hurt us like that. It's just, yeah, you just can't do it, man. And it was hard. It was hard to watch, man. It's hard to watch Russell Wilson. This is not a good team. Seattle's not a good team. They're terrible, and we just can't seem to figure them out. Once Russell Wilson was starting to throw the ball deep to DK, and it just seemed it got away from us, and we self-destructed. Bottom line, we self-destructed. And although at the end, with Aziz causing that fumble, man, and then DJ recovering it. When I say DJ, Dante Johnson, not DJ Jones, recovering it, sparked something up. We just couldn't finish. Finish.
There were times where the defense put some fire back into the game, and we couldn't capitalize on it. It was really irritating. So Bigfoot's mom, what's up? Says refs missed 4 huge calls at big points of it. That is BS. Not happening in all games. And you're saying that we were the better team, but we were supposed to be the better team. But all season long, I mean, there were times I wrote this team off completely, and then we went on this win streak, and everybody's like, "Oh, hey, we're in the playoff hunt again." But I just still don't see. Some people are even talking Super Bowl. Believe it or not, I have no idea.
Yeah,
what they're drinking or what they're smoking or what they're doing in their daily lives to make them think
they're probably smoking and drinking.
I don't. You can think whatever you want, but I do not see Super Bowl when see this team. Even in the games we won, that did not cross my mind one bit. Now, as far as squeaking into the playoffs, sure, we still have a shot at that. But I just don't think we're that great if we're going to let a team like Seattle beat us, and who's terrible against everybody else. But for some weird reason, we can't put them away, and we make all these stupid mistakes. Amin the Dream is here. What is up, Amin the Dream? Subscribe to this guy's channel. He's very knowledgeable about the 49ers. He just did his own post-game report before we started. I thought he wasn't going to be able to come on because he was doing his show. But he says it's 49er-minded and Niner sickness. What's love, man? Much love. He also said Jimmy sucks. Yeah, let's talk about Jimmy. Let's talk about Jimmy because Jimmy kind of had a resurgence these past few weeks. Now, if you go on David Lombardi's Twitter or if you follow what he has to say, I personally don't take much credence to what he's saying, but there's a huge fan base from the 49ers that will look at what Dave Lombardi says or just watch Jimmy G in general over these past few weeks and say, hey, look at Jimmy G's stats. He's playing great. He's playing amazing. He has a 100 quarterback rating in this game. He's the highest rated quarterback over the past few weeks. And me and other 49er fans will see it otherwise, whereas we still see Jimmy G making mistakes in certain games. Now, we won those games and we overcame those mistakes, but I still saw a lot of the same Jimmy is what I'm trying to say. And then today, it's the 2 interceptions were just really bad. His pocket presence looked really bad again, where he walks right into D lineman to get sacked.
Yep.
I could keep going on and on. But at one point, I was thinking, okay, maybe now we finally see Trey. And keep in mind that the whole Trey Lance thing, I have not mentioned the guy much at all on my shows or when I go on other people's shows because I was thinking, okay, they're setting Jimmy G up for a trade, is what I've been telling everybody. That's why Jimmy G's playing all this time. But this game sparked the whole Trey Lance thing again for me. It really did.
Yeah, no, I hear you. The thing about Jimmy G is whenever you run the ball successfully and you're able to run it 30 plus times, 40 times, you're going to just not require that many passes from Jimmy. You run it 40 times and you pass it maybe 15, 20 times. Jimmy is serviceable. He'll complete the middle short passes. He can manage the game that way, and you're going to get the best out of him there. But when the run is under 30, and you have to rely on Jimmy, this is when you run into problems when it comes to Jimmy. He's just not the type of football player that you can really rely on to win you the game. He's just not that type of quarterback, and he overthrew a lot of receivers today. He seemed rattled in the pocket, indecisive. He doesn't scope the field very well. I understand there's pressure in his face, but there's a few games in the past where there was nobody in front of him and he's just overlooking an open receiver. And those are the frustrating that we have with Jimmy. And I know a lot of people are like, man, we don't, Trey Lance, put him in. And I know Trey Lance is developing. I know he's still trying to figure things out. And I'm okay with not putting him in the fire when he's not ready. But I'm also frustrated with Jimmy that he just can't step up when you need him to step up. That game against the Saints in 2019, he did that. But how many in his career can you say he's done that? It's not like he's consistent in winning the game with his arm. He's more of a manageable quarterback that as long as you have the run game, as long as you have you're running, your defense is playing good, you can manage it well with Jimmy. But I wouldn't want to trust Jimmy with the game, and we can't. We've seen it today. Kyle Shanahan was forced to put it in Jimmy's hands to try to win this game. And what did he do? Throw two INTs and some overthrows that should have been caught. So the one that he threw to Brandon Ayuk where he hit his fingertips and bounced up, he was lucky that no defender caught that. That would have been another turnover. So you can't have those high thrown balls, man. It's never going to have an good outcome, either a missed throw or probably an interception. So it's irritating, bro. It's irritating to see that when you need to rely on Jimmy, he just can't come through.
Okay, so let me see what's up to a couple other people that just jumped in, and I'll get back to that.
Aruna, what's up?
Oh, Aruna's here. Okay. D-Sizzle said something. Okay, D-Sizzle said, after the safety, I would have made the move to trade. That's what I was thinking it too, after the safety or after one of those picks. There's a new guy I saw here, Javier Rios. What's up, Javier Rios?
Yeah, that's my boy. He's following.
Okay, that's your buddy? Okay. Okay, cool. What's up, dude? He says, I still believe we keep Jimmy as a starter. Trey will not play well. Well, I don't know, man. People say that Trey won't play well, but even if he does play, look shaky when he's out there, he's a rookie, At the same time, though, Jimmy's already looking shaky, though, and Jimmy's an 8-year, 9-year vet. So at least with Trey, you got the upside going. With Jimmy, it's like he is who he is. There's for some odd reason, there are some Jimmy fans out there that think that no, Jimmy's gonna take it to the next level. We'll see when he plays another full season, but most people are pretty much at the assumption that Jimmy G's pretty much has hit his ceiling without a doubt.
Yep.
And let's see. Bigfoot's mom says, because you think he ain't ready, but you got no proof. That's not, or that's true. Stop listening to the media. Yeah, a lot of people have this assumption that Trey's not ready, and again, he knows the whole playbook. From what I've been hearing, from what he's been doing in practice, just for people that I know who have connections to the team, I hear Trey's looking pretty good. When Trey played that one game against Arizona, a full start, did he really have the luxury to sit back and hand the ball off the whole time? No, the play calling was just ridiculously stupid in that game. And in our wins and our victories, you saw the play calling a whole lot better. And you'd think if Trey was out there, things would look a lot different. I don't subscribe to this theory that Trey's just going to be this terrible looking quarterback if he's out there. But Fiston says Jimmy's still the best option. See all the rookie quarterbacks not named Mac Jones. Yeah, it's a huge debate. We can go back and forth about this all the time.
What was that question again? I
hilarious.
didn't.
Oh, it wasn't a question. It was a comment by Fiston. He
What
said
Jimmy?
he still thinks Jimmy's the best option. See all the rookie quarterbacks not named Mac Jones is what he said. Yeah. What's up, Runa? He says, hi, guys. I had Runa as a guest on my show recently. Great guest. He writes for Sports Illustrated, all 49ers SI on their website.
Yeah.
Oh, so Bigfoot's mom says, explain it, Beto. How is Trey not ready? Oh, wait.
Yeah. My explanation mentally. This kid hasn't really played much. He's learning, and I mean, it's hard to tell until you see him play. But that game against Arizona, you saw that he was trying to, he wanted to run first, throw second. He was always moving his legs, and until he learns to want to scope the field and look at what the defense is, make his reads. I don't know about you, Saul Bashar, but on that game against Arizona, Trey played well, but a lot of those runs that he had, and he had more runs than our running back, which that within itself was a problem. A lot of those runs were not designed runs; those were runs that he chose to run when he had available receivers open. He just doesn't scope, in my opinion, doesn't scope the field correctly. He doesn't know how to make the adjustments when he sees the defense until he gets comfortable with that. I'm good with putting him in. Now, again, Jimmy, I'm not a Jimmy fan. Jimmy has to go, and that's fine. But if you can run the ball and be dominant with the run and just have Jimmy do what he needs to do to win games, why bring in Trey? Let him continue to develop. We're not in the same situation as the Bears were in, as the Jets are in, and as the Jaguars are in, where they have to play their rookies. We do have the luxury with a good run game defense. We can use Jimmy here and there to get by. But, unless we see Trey or not see Trey, everybody's going to have their opinions on why he should be starting or why he shouldn't. And nobody's really right or wrong. It's just, I guess the bottom line, we're just frustrated. We're frustrated. So, but if we're going to put Trey, we need to keep Trey in. Just make Jimmy the backup. Just roll. If you put in Trey, roll with him for the rest of the season. Just roll the dice. I just don't want to put in Jimmy, then Trey, and then Trey, and then Jimmy. It's not fair for the offensive linemen. That game against Arizona, how many offensive lineman penalties did we have? And that's because Trey plays different than Jimmy does. So I'm okay with putting Trey, but keep him in there. Don't have Trey have a bad game against the Bengals, for example, and then you're yanking Trey and you're putting Jimmy the next week. Either we stick with him or we don't.
I am with you on that one because I don't want the whole quarterback carousel thing to take place where just going through the round robin of quarterbacks. So I know for a fact that the main reason why we've seen Jimmy out this whole time is the 49ers still have it in mind that they want to get a good draft pick for Jimmy at the end of the year. Prior to this game, the talk was, hey, the team's on a roll. 49ers are going to sneak into the playoffs. They can possibly get a second rounder. Who knows? They might try to shoot for a first rounder for Jimmy. I don't think they get a first rounder, but they were thinking that. But if we're going to keep seeing him do the Jimmy special, quote unquote, throw an interception on lousy plays where he shouldn't be throwing picks, it's not going to help him for his trade value much. And at that point, do you just say, hey, let's just make this Trey's team and roll with him? I mean, who knows? So let's see. This guy's on a roll here in the chat. This guy, Bigfoot's mom, whoever he is, says it cracks me up that some faithful in here think that Jimmy can do stuff that Trey can't.
Have you seen Trey do it? I haven't.
I'll say this though. Earlier, there was a question about the play calling today. At times, it's weird because sometimes in these certain losses with Shanahan, there's certain plays that are called. I'm like, oh wow, what a great play! Because we had a lot of nice big wow plays. Now, keep in mind, Jimmy did throw for 299 yards today, 20 for 30, 299 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. So at times he looked pretty good. At times we got those big, huge chunk plays. We didn't really get those intermediate, steady plays as much as I thought we normally would. But it's just one of those games. And, and Kittle Kittle showed up today. Kittle had a really nice game. 9 catches for 181 yards, two TDs. You know, I was hoping to see Brandon Ayuk kind of step in for Debo, you know, because he had 3 catches for 55 yards, 18.3 per catch, which is pretty good in terms of being productive when you do catch the ball. But I just thought we'd get more of a spark out of Ayuk. We didn't run the jet sweeps with him. In Ayuk's rookie year, we ran jet sweeps with the guy. He was successful with it. This year, for whatever weird, odd reason, we don't do it. We only do it with Debo.
Yeah. Yep. Debo is that, that type of player that you can, because the defense doesn't know where he's lining up. They don't know if he's going to be running back, if he's going to be a receiver, and they have to plan out for that. And you have that, I'm trying to think of the name of that. What's the name of that knife that you can use it for many things? There's a name for it.
Swiss Army knife.
Yes. And that's what you get with Debo. Debo, you can't get that with anybody else. And that's how important he is to this offense, especially to the run game. That's what he does to help the run game. And we needed him. We got by without Fred Warner. I love Fred Warner, but we got by without him on defense. But we definitely missed having Debo out there. Because other than Brandon Ayuk, let's be honest. I mean, I like Jawan Jennings. I think he's starting to become his own. I do like the direction that he's going in. I love his attitude. I love the way he plays and the way he blocks. That block on the Kittle touchdown, he had a great block. And so I like that from Jennings. But other than Jennings, who else is out there, man? I mean, Sherfield, no way. So we needed a Debo. As a dual threat,
and just our luck when we play Seattle, even though Seattle has this weak, crappy record, you know, Debo's out, and we definitely saw the difference. You know, I still thought we had enough good weapons to beat them, though. Again, I want to go back to the running backs again. Why not rotate the running backs? What are we doing here? I know Elijah Mitchell's this great, fun rookie to watch. I get it, but I don't want to see him get the ball more than 20 times a game. Shit, I think he should only get the ball like 17 times a game and give the other guys running backs. Keep the guy fresh. When you keep the running backs fresh, they're more likely to get those explosive, big, long, 40-yard touchdowns, 50-yard runs, in my opinion. I'm all about rotating players and keeping them fresh. D Sizzle says, I can't breathe when Jimmy's throwing the ball. You know what's, though? D Sizzle, we had a talk on a little Twitter space the other day because I forgot what I said about Jimmy. And I know we had been winning these past few weeks. I said something about him. But you were like, come on, man. We got to ride with Jimmy. We got to stick with Jimmy. And I do get that. Like, whoever's taking snaps for the 49ers as the quarterback, we do have to support him. And if we are winning games. But when those games... but when things go back with Jimmy, it's like... we can't lie about the frustration and say we're not frustrated when we see him play terrible in certain situations, and you just see him nervous out there, the feet in the pocket, just you know, like you mentioned, the high throws, the late throws, him staring down receivers, all that mess, you know, the interceptions, it just all just comes into one, and you know, we have to vent about it some way or another. We're not going to hold it in and lie and pretend like Jimmy G is this amazing quarterback and we're so blessed to have him. And D Sizzle says, I'm tired of it. Yeah, we all are. We're all tired
Oh,
of it.
yeah. Anybody that says Jimmy G is the quarterback is just...
Tommy Huxley, what's up, dog? He says, I knew we would fucking lose, man. Yeah. You know what? I was thinking that in the back of my head, like, oh, great. We're playing Seattle. We always lose those guys. But part of me was thinking, wait. We're on this streak. We got the hot hand. Seattle has the cold hand, obviously, and they're playing like crap. They're playing like garbage. All these teams are making them look so stupid. And, you know, I know we don't have Debo playing, but hey, this is our time to make a statement in Seattle and do this. And I was talking to some of my friends yesterday, and I was telling them, like, well, maybe this is the game that we throw Trey Lance in as a wrinkle. Just not saying that, hey, he takes over as the starting quarterback, but I just thought we'd be creative and do some stuff. If you notice, they were creative against us, that special teams play, you know, on that run. And I mean, in the chat said, talk about special teams. I personally don't even want to talk about special teams, but if you want to, I'll say this. Seattle special teams, their punting, our punter is good. Wish Wisnowski is good, but that punter kept drilling us in bad field position the whole game. Every time I was like, okay, cool, we're going to get the ball back. Oh, great. We're starting at the 10-yard line. Oh, great. Here we go. We start on the 10-yard line again. It's like, it just pisses me off that we start off with such bad field position all the time and hats off to Seattle special teams. It's another phase of the game, and that part of the game definitely beat us without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a heartbreaker to lose against the Seahawks. I know a lot of our viewers that are watching are frustrated, and I see Moses frustrated. I can only imagine Moses having to go out and buy a new TV. Probably broke it in this game. But you know, there's a lot of fingers we can point out. Jimmy is one of the reasons why we lost. Special teams, we lost. I mean, we started the game with momentum, 3 and out, excited. Defense did their part, and then special teams come in and give up that bonehead touchdown, and that kind of. But we were able to bounce back though. We were leading at 1 point 7. So
we scored 17 unanswered points at one point in time, and then after that, Seattle started scoring.
Yeah, we went into the half. We scored right into the half, and then we gave that play right back. The play that Seattle scored prior to the half was those two penalties for 15 yards on roughing the passes that helped them move the ball down our throats. So that was difficult, man. The defense did what they could, but when you have one player make a bonehead play, like the one on number 92, that is, like you said, that's questionable. But the one on Arden Key, man, that was totally unnecessary. You got to play more discipline than that. I know you're frustrated, but you got to play smart. You are a professional football player, and you just don't make bonehead plays like that. And then on offense, holding with Compton, holding
kept
with
shooting
Churchill.
ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, keep shooting ourselves in the foot. How are you supposed to get out of the pit? I always tell people this: you don't need to put a lid with a bunch of crabs in a bucket. Why you don't need a lid? Because every time a crab tries to get out, the other one brings it back down. And that's the way we were. We made a good play, and one of our players with a penalty brought that crab back down, and we just couldn't overcome that. And Seattle did what they had to do to win, bro. It's you don't want to get that crowd up there fired up. But I do want to say this. Kudos to the 49er faithful. We do travel well.
They showed up.
I saw a lot of red in that stadium. A lot of red, bro. And that within itself fired me up, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I had some friends that went to the game, and just the whole big 49er presence in that stadium, without a doubt. So David Yang, I like to call him David Yin Yang Twins, a good buddy of mine on these chats.
What's up, David?
Says special teams cost us 2 games versus Seahawks this year. Has been an issue over the weeks. And I was going to mention this earlier, and I forgot. And then he reminded me, because I was going to talk about Emmanuel Mosley, who I'm not a big fan of, by the way, but he played pretty well this game. And I was like, okay, look, Mosley's stepping up. I like it. I like what I see right here. And lo and behold, later in the game, he freaking gets hurt. And he was on the ground, and I thought his shoe... He had a problem with his cleats or something. I thought, they're just helping him with his shoe. It was his ankle. Yeah, I don't think he came back in the game. So David Yang says Mosley going out early hurt us. After Mosley went out, Russ began to cook. Oh, yeah. Russ had his chef cap on. He was throwing up the frying pans, and he was cooking, man. Things were starting to sizzle. Oh, I hate saying that. I can't stand Russ.
I know. This is why you don't see Lenore. A lot of people say, why is it freaking Norman still in there with Lenore being available? You saw why Lenore hasn't really been in there, because he doesn't know how to turn his head around. He doesn't know how to play the ball. He just plays the player. Whenever you get taken back out to put Dante Johnson in your place, that says a lot. And then number 20, Avery Thomas. This guy's non-existent, this year. And it's tough, man. It's tough. Some people don't like Emmanuel Mosley, but when you have Emmanuel Mosley in there, that guy can cover. That guy, he hasn't had a touchdown thrown on him for quite a bit. So I'm with David. Was it David? Yeah, David said that when he went out, Russ started to cook. Yeah, he realized that Norman sucks, and now you're taking out Mosley. I hate players getting hurt, bro. I don't, but I'd rather have would have preferred to have Norman get hurt than Mosley. Why did it have to be Mosley, man?
Norman, we have terrible luck against this team. I'm telling you, man.
If he's not holding, he's getting burnt The only thing Norman's good for is to knock the ball out.
That
That's all
peanut punch.
Peanut.
That's all he has.
That's all he good. Yeah. If he's not holding, he's being burnt. Oh my God. I mean, in order for us to continue to have him on the field, that just tells you how much we do not have the resources in the secondary to step up to remove him. And that was our problem. That was our problem from the start of the season. We did not have depth. I told everybody that I was talking to, we cannot afford to lose Jason Verrett, even though he's always injury prone. Let's hope he has a 2020 type of season. What happened? Game 1. There he goes. I'm like, oh man, I knew we were going to be in for a long haul. And then when Mosley came back, Mosley was able to, help out Norman. But you can tell when Mosley stepped out today, bro, it
was a big difference.
How much
the passing game definitely stepped up.
How much it suffered, bro. It really suffered a lot without Mosley back there. So,
but if you would have told me that we sacked Russell Wilson 4 times, I'd have been like, oh, cool, that's a W right there. But it's just again, it's against Seattle. All those stats and all those numbers and whatever we do just goes out the window.
Yes,
everything just goes out because all this craziness happens, and that Seattle luck happens, and those just Seattle lucky plays, those weird, wild, wacky plays. They just happen. We were talking about special teams earlier, and I forgot to mention this guy. My buddy Fiston says, I hold my breath whenever Robbie Gould kicks. I do too, without a doubt. He missed a freaking extra point.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I went on a rant about him last show too. And yeah, he made one good field goal, but every game you see him make some type of mistake. I mean, just look at what he's getting paid in comparison to other kickers in the league. You'll just laugh, or maybe you'll cry. I don't know.
But it seems like he's just one of the many players when they get paid, it's like a curse. The player plays very well until we pay them, and then they play like crap. I mean, look at Fred Warner. I love Fred Warner. He's a great guy, but once he got paid, this year's production went down. And I understand a lot of it had to do with our defensive linemen not really doing their job up front for him. And the same thing with Gold. Now, Gold is up there in age. I don't know. I don't think he'll be back. Not because he's not that good. I think he's still okay, but not for the money. Now, my question to you is, are we on the hook if we cut him next season for any debt money on him? Because that might be a reason why we hold on to him, unfortunately.
I just typed his name up on Google to pull up his contract, so I can answer that question for you in a second.
Okay.
I'll get back to y'all. I'll pull it up. But Waruna says Robbie Gould turned into bronze now. I think he's turned into copper.
Bronze.
I think he was bronze a few years ago, but now he's turned into copper. He's I don't know why we gave him that contract.
But then who do we replace him with?
I don't know. There's got to be some undrafted rookie kicker that we could get, or maybe there's a free agent kicker we could get in free agency. Who knows? I mean, it looks. I don't know.
The one that we had, the one that we got this year, where Robbie was hurt, was doing all right. We should have just kept him.
So get this. He's still under contract in 2022.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, it says the dead cap money is $5.5 million.
See, that's a lot of money. You might say that's not a lot, but it's just for a kicker.
It's a whole lot for a kicker. That's
a lot of dead money.
Yeah, if Fiston mentioned Sly, we had Sly for a minute. He made a couple of good kicks. Oh man, here we are talking about kickers.
Why they let Sly go and not Robbie? Because of the money. The money
exactly
is what's keeping him here. They probably don't like him, but like you say, you let him go, you lose $5 million, and if you can't bring somebody, it's going to be tough. But one more year, guys. One more year. Hopefully next year he'll be a little different, but I doubt it.
Moses Martinez, OG 49er, 559 DB Disciple says, damn, I've been commenting about DBs and I've been getting ignored. Is there a problem here? No, it's no problem. I read the comments within the flow of the conversation, and keep in mind, tons of comments are popping up in the chat, so there's things that we miss.
Moses always feels ignored when we lose, bro. He does. When we win, we ignore him the same amount of times, and he doesn't realize we're ignoring him. How, Moses? I know you, Moses. Come on, bro.
We're ignoring your side as if you were Deion Sanders, smothering and blanketing your receiver. We don't want to throw
ignoring you like you're Josh Norman, bro.
No, nobody ignores Norman. They always throw to his side with confidence.
Really, huh? No,
Moses. If I was an NFL quarterback, I'd be throwing that side all the time. It just sucks being in that position, and I was cringing the whole game. I was like, okay, DK Metcalf, what? barely got any targets last week, and he barely got involved. And Metcalf isn't putting up these big numbers like he usually does. And I was like, well, I was just thinking, watch, I bet Metcalf's gonna explode on us and go crazy. And it
was a nice catch though. You got to admit.
Yeah, oh, that was a really, really nice catch. Yeah. I don't know how Russell Wilson has that ball placement, and it's just night and day looking at the ball placement that Russell Wilson has on deep throws in comparison to Jimmy G. It's not even close. It's just
he always has a better game, especially against us, bro. And let's truth be told, come on, the secondary that we have, it wasn't good coming in. We knew this with Josh Norman on one side. Then you lose Mosley to injury. Russell is a pro. He's a veteran. He knows how much Mosley meant us losing him, and he exploited the D-backs. And he had some plays thrown his way. We were putting pressure on him in the beginning, but they started to hold up, man. And you can't give Russell any time, bro. You give him time, and this is when he eats you up. What's up, Corey?
I'm gonna see what's up. David Yang says, how come we lose starters every time we play the Hawks? These fools have black magic. It's as if they have a voodoo doll, a 49er voodoo doll on whatever players, and they'll just throw whatever pins. Today they have the Debo Samuel voodoo doll or whatever, the Mosley voodoo doll. Oh my gosh.
But what's up, Corey Davis? We only played the Seahawks twice, bro, and we lost a shitload of players, bro.
So Corey Davis, a good buddy, says, why can't we get pass interference calls when our receivers get set? Yeah, it's pathetic. It just I hate talking about the referees. And then people say, oh, you're not a real football fan. You just you can't complain about the referees. But when there's certain things that go on from time to time that even Ray Charles can see, and it's ridiculous.
You know what the funny thing is? If the referees are going to be the referees, bro. The problem is this: if we win, we don't really care about the calls the referees made bad. When we lose, we amplify the mistakes of the referees, but they're always going to make stupid calls, bro. It's about what you can do within the trenches yourself. We should not put our, when we fumble the ball, when we threw those 2 interceptions, those had nothing to do with the referees. So, do the referees make bonehead calls? Yeah, but better teams strive and beyond that and win, bro. But every team gets those type of calls against them.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And David Yang, back to that play, said Sherfield was being mugged in the end zone. If not a PI, at least a hold. Yeah, that was really, really bad. Again, that was the play that everybody's going to be talking about this week. Oh, there should have been a flag. There should have been a flag. And it's such a crucial part of the game. We shouldn't have been in that position, though, honestly. We should have been playing better to not be in that position. So it is our fault.
Absolutely.
And back to the play calling and back to Kyle and Jimmy and all. Again, it's like I think in this game about 80% of the play calls were okay, and then 20 were kind of iffy. And then I mentioned the whole thing about not rotating the running backs because again, if you got Mitchell getting stuff for 3 yards a carry for 22 carries, mix it in. You have a healthy Hasty, you have a healthy Wilson. The play that got me,
Hasty, bro.
The play that got me was when I don't know if it was 4th and 1. I believe it was in the 4th quarter. Jimmy takes a snap and does a read option.
Oh yeah,
that I blame Kyle on that one without a doubt because we know Jimmy. We know he's not Trey Lance. We know he's not
forte, man.
He's not Justin Fields. He's not. And even the announcer himself said, "Why not have Trey Lance in on a play like that, or just call a better play? Just call it." That play call was so crappy, dude.
That I was when I seen that played. When I seen the formation and I seen do that, I'm like, Kyle, man. It's like, do you want Trey Lance in there that bad that you mistakenly thought Trey was out there and not Jimmy? Because that's something that Trey can do, but not Jimmy, man.
Yeah, it's not Jimmy's forte at all. What's up, George Bailey 2.0? He says, freaking hate losing to Seattle. 2 on their wins are on two of their 4 wins are on us. Exactly. Go figure. All right. What's up? Amin the Dream says that play was stupid. Yes, that play was ridiculously stupid. And we got Bigfoot's mom again, the most exuberant, most excited guy in the chat says, if we pray Kyle when he wins, why can't we bust his balls when we lose? Okay. Good one. And then David Yang says, I didn't mind us trying to run the ball twice at the goal line, but why not run run to the sideline where your all-world left tackle is there. Yeah, that'd work, wouldn't it? Well, we kept doing this stupid run up the middle the whole time, and it wasn't working. It's like, I don't know what they were seeing.
Yeah.
Why do we always run to the right when that's our weak side? Yeah, exactly. Well, we used to have McGlinchey blocking on the right side when he's a damn good run blocker. He's not there anymore. So, and Niner sickness. Oh, I mean, your dream says Niner sickness. Why the A's, not the Giants, the best baseball team in the Bay? He's a little trash talk there about the baseball.
I don't think so.
And if down below, great point. He says Kyle has been out coached a lot this year. I think so. Man, without a doubt.
Has he really been out coached, or has he just out coached himself in a lot of those losses?
Sometimes he does out coach himself. Sometimes
I think he's his worst nightmare. I don't think other coaches have out coached him.
Hey, here we go. I wasn't gonna say this, but from a fellow Warriors fan, he says, "Hey, Beto, the Lakers suck ass."
Yeah. We'll see.
Warriors have been looking pretty good, man. I wish.
Yeah. Well, they got to win it first. Come and talk to me if they win it. I don't care less.
Oh, I mean, the dream says smash the like
regular
button.
season. Let's talk postseason.
Yeah, so he says we got 11 people in here, so smash that like button. I'm not checking who's liking and who's not, but I appreciate it. I mean, without a doubt. Again, I mean, the dream is a YouTuber. He's a 49er guy. Check out his channel if you haven't subscribed to him yet. The year Bigfoot's mom says the year is 2024, and the narrative is Trey is not ready. I hope that's not the case. David McNew says the discipline problems. We have our 100% on the coaching staff. Yeah, a lot of things were really shaky today. Just those penalties are inexcusable, and it's really annoying. Tommy Huxley one more time says hit that like button.
Like I like to say, bro, on my show, you go wipe your feet. Wipe your feet and smash that like button.
If you ever go on Niners sickness, he always tells everybody to wipe their feet, meaning hit that like button. I'm pretty much ready to call it a night. You know, it is what it is. We play Seattle. We try to get optimistic. We try to get pumped up for it. We were supposedly the better team going into the game, but it just didn't look like it. And I'm almost out of here, man. I don't know if you have any final thoughts that you want to bring up, or
no. I got to start. I have to go on my show. I haven't been on.
That's right.
For the last few days, so I got to go out there and cry a little bit. So if you guys want to continue to watch, come in check out my show.
We do minutes. We do play Cincinnati. Coming up in Cincinnati. It's going to be a 1:25 p.m. start time for those on the West Coast. So that's going to be should be a fun game to watch. Hopefully we get our stride back and we pull off a victory. I'll probably do a preview for that game sometime this week. If there's anything else that you guys want me to bring up again in the chat, go ahead, because we're about to close the show off pretty soon in a few minutes. But let me just see what George Bailey says right here. He says, "Did you guys take an exhale juice? Didn't get his head taken off? What play was that?"
Oh, what play?
Remind me about that play.
Trying to think. Was it the third quarter? I think it was one of those plays. Yeah, where the ball went up high, and he went to go catch, and he almost got laid out, man. I'm trying to think about the player. I don't know if it was Wagner who hit him, but yeah, Jimmy exposed him on that particular play. It's you gotta watch it, bro.
I'll check it out.
He was exposed.
Good thing he's healthy. Good thing he didn't get hurt. I'll say this really quick before I go. I was tired of the empty sets, and I wish we would have used the two back sets a bit more snaps from under center. We do way too many empty sets with Jimmy. I don't know why. David Yang says fuck the 12s and the Seahawks. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. David Yang says Joe Burrow has a broken pinky. Oh well. That might help us. We'll see.
I think it would look terrible, but he finished the game though. But he played terrible after that.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. He played pretty bad. I know T. Higgins put up a lot of yards. We got to worry about those wide receivers, like we always do, because our.
The best way to beat the Bengals next week, bro, is to loan them Jimmy to replace Burrows.
Hey.
If we loan Jimmy for the week to the Bengals, bro, we should win that game.
Bosa was held on WASP. That's what Fiston says. Yeah, so, hey, I just want to say I appreciate a whole lot of people jumped in the chat today. Yeah, I brought up the show at the last minute. I didn't advertise this show. Sometimes I'll advertise my shows a few days ahead of time. A lot of reasons why my shows do come on at the last minute, just to let you guys know, is that It's really hard to book guests. That's doing this YouTube stuff. We might make it look easy from time to time, and that's shout out to guys like Niner Sickness and all the other great 49er content creators out there. But there's a lot of time that's put into this. So if I don't have a guest that's willing to come on, I probably won't go on. I don't really like to go on here by myself. I always like to have a buddy of mine just to talk about Niners with.
Really,
and
I'm the opposite. I like to be on.
I know. No, you like to go on alone. I don't like to go on alone. Oh, we got a new guy in the chat. And let's see what this guy says. Pie. Okay, never seen this person. Welcome to the show. Says it was all Jimmy.
Pal,
that's why we lost. I was. Do you know that person? Or?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So again, thanks. Because one more thing. Because I know there's people that always tell me that when I go live, that I'm all, hey, just do the notification because it's going to tell you when my show goes live. And even though I don't announce it beforehand, at least it will give you that notification. Because I know I hit the bell, but it doesn't do anything. So just a rule of thumb out there: hit the bell twice. When you hit the bell twice, it will have like a black. The bell will change from white to black, and when the bell changes to black, you'll definitely get the notifications. I've tried it myself, so just a rule of thumb out there to those who have the notifications on their YouTube app. Just hit that blip bell twice when you want to make sure that my show comes on as a notification, or anybody else's show for that matter. But any final thoughts, Niner Sickness? Oh, for those that don't know Niner Sickness, you want to subscribe to his YouTube channel. He's going to go on today. I put all of his links in the video description if you want to follow him on social media. He's been on YouTube for the past 3 years, I believe. Great dude and very, very knowledgeable about the Niners and just a diehard Niner fan. If you have any final thoughts, go ahead before I wrap it up.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I did most of my time on Facebook. This year it's been on YouTube, but yeah, it's a tough loss, ladies and gentlemen. And whenever we lose to the Seahawks, it hurts even more. We needed this win, but you know what? We still have 5 games. We're not out. We're in the 7th seed. But I don't trust Washington football team to win all the games going out. They still have to play the Cowboys. They got to play other teams. So we're still in good spot. We had 1 or 2 games to kind of lose. The good thing that the only team that won today was Washington and the Eagles, but the Vikings lost, the Atlanta lost, and those teams losing helped us. So we're still in the 7th seed. We're still in this game, and we'll see what happens in the rest of the 5 games left. But we should be all right.
Yeah, we'll see what happens from here on out. It's going to be very, very interesting between us and the Washington football team or whoever else in the NFC may rise up. But with that said, thank you for coming on again, Niner Sickness. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for everybody watching 49er Minded, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. Hope to see you guys again. Keep repping those 49ers and stay 49er minded.
I'll see you guys on my show later. Peace.
Come on, 49er faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49er mind.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er mind. It's 49er mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick done quick.
49er mind.
Yeah, yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er mind.
We from the Bay.
49er mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49er mind.